Good morning, folks. NC4XL, North Carolina for extreme lovers. I'm not just a nosy old bugger trying to have a little fun. Oh, yeah, just so you know, we are caffeinated. Now that I got my attention and your attention together, because this is a little different. As we in POTA, Parks on the Air, are growing in numbers from activators, first timers getting out there and having successful and non-successful activations, and hunters following them. We're going to talk about a touchy subject. And the realization is some of us old buggers learned about the edge of the band. What can I get away with? Very simple. 3. Just remember that. 3. The band edge, stay 3 kc away from it. Don't tempt fate. So let's see if I can upset some feathers. I'm not the cop. I'm not going to turn you in, but I'll tell you what. I'm an advanced class, so I have the opportunity to go into some of the extra portion of the band, depending, rather than a general who can't get where I'm at, okay, or cannot go legally to the extra class. First thing we're going to talk about is simply this. When you get to the edge of the band, stay 3 kc on the inside of your privilege. Don't go to 2 kc or 1 kc because your transmitter might not be clean, plus it's not a good practice. Here's a scenario. I'm in advanced class and I know where I can go. And I'm not thinking, or I'm thinking about, let's cut some of the pile up down. And let's leave the generals out of the pot for a moment. So I go in and I work in the advanced portion of the band. Right on the edge of it. Where I'm at, I can go to the advanced section if I'm on the edge of the general portion because my license allows me to. But as an operator, I'm not very professional when I'm dragging general class licensees out of their privileged area in order to work me, and I'm not using my head. I'm the ignorant one. I will call myself. I'm not calling you. I'm the ignorant one pulling somebody out of their class of license just for contact. What that means is very simple. The generals do not have the privilege where I have as an advanced class or an extra class operator is operating. We get back to that 3 kc. It's very simple. On 80 meters, general class can operate from 3.8 to 4.0. Okay? I would not suggest you put yourself at 3.8 because you're out of band, the edge of the band. Because you have a window to be in does not mean you go to the extreme edge of it. Simple, cut and dry. You don't like to hear that, I'm sorry. That's what us old geezers were trained and taught. And over the years, the test always indicates stay 3 kc from the edge of the band. Now, if I'm a advanced or extra class and I don't want the generals to be in there, then I'll stay in the advanced or general or the extra class portion of the band, and I'll operate, and I'll pick up all that I can, then I'll go back to the general portion. But sometimes we get in a hurry, or the band conditions prevail, where we can't find a spot to get in, and we're not thinking. I'm sorry, I don't think very well. And we all will do it. Did you hear that? Every single one of us is going to, one time or another, go, oops, moment, and not realize what we did. Because two things, we were trying to find a frequency and we were in a hurry. There's been times where people have been totally out of band and making contacts. Now, I'm glad to say it wasn't me. I'm glad to say that I didn't have to kill all those contacts because I couldn't turn them in, because I verified I was out of band. I'm not verifying if you're out of band. You know your class of license. Stick within your class of license. That's why the class of license is broke down the way it is. That gives you the privileges you have there. It doesn't give you the privileges, oh, well, just move up a case. Who's going to know? Well, you know what? I know. For me, myself, and I. And I have to live with that. Okay? So I'm going to read something. I would suggest, if you have not taken the privilege to get a band plan chart and have it laminated, or create your own, put it in your phone or device so it's an immediate access, so you know where you need to be. Some radios now have band edges. I understand. My radio years ago didn't. It was me, myself, and I. We set the edge. So here we go. If you're going to take notes and you don't want to print yours out, or you want to write down the numbers I give you, write them down, fine. I take a cheat sheet when I go out, and I like to say I have some experience, okay? Been licensed since '78. But I still take it because at the moment I get excited or and forget and just assume everybody's my class of license. And I make mistakes. So here we go. 160 meters is 1.800 to 2.000, and now that's for CW and SSB. 80 meters. Some refer to it as 75 meters, so don't get confused. 80 or 75. Here you go. 3.800 to 4.00 is sideband. 3.500 to 3.600 is CW. 40 meters. 7.175 to 3.000 is single sideband. 7.025 to 7.125 is CW. 20 meters. Am I going to read it all? Yes, it's important enough. 14.225 to 14.350 single sideband. CW is 14.025 to 14.150. Now you go to 17 meters, that's a Warwick band. Here we go, folks. And I've seen so many right on the edge, and you really shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, 18.110 to 18.168 is single sideband. 18.068 to 18.110 CW. Now we'll go to 15. Very active band here as the season is improving. 21.275 to 21.450, a large window, single sideband. CW 21.025 to 21.2. That's CW. 12 meters, another band that doesn't get used often and gets forgot about, is 24.930 to 24.990. That's single sideband. Small space. 24.890 to 24.9.30 is CW. Small space. 10 meters. Here's a very large portion of the band. It's easy to get outside your window and not even realize it. You'll be talking to the 11 meter operators. That's CB. 28.300 to 29.7 for single sideband. And for CW is 28.000 to 28.3. That's for CW. Now, that's for the text. So if you want to go for the text in CW, there you go. Pay attention. You could get there. 6 meters. 50.100 to 54.000. That's for single sideband and CW. I'm not going to do your 2 meters, 70 centimeters, etc. You get the point that I'm trying to share with you at this time. Our licenses are a privilege. And as individuals that have taken the test, we understand what the edge of our band plan should be. But as an activator, don't force your hunters to go out of their class of license. As an activator, you have a couple different ways of working, and I do this occasionally. I'll work the advanced portion for a reason, but I stay well within the advanced portion and not at the edge where I'm going to drag somebody out of their general class license to make a contact with me. Then I'll go back to the general portion of the band and I'll work them. And what I've done is created something for me, nobody else, just for me, where I can work the pile-ups and not have such a big pile-up. I enjoy pile-ups. I'll sit there for 3-4 hours. I don't have a problem pile-ups. The only thing is, many people don't realize that as an activator, you have 30, 40 people all calling at once, and it's a cluster mess. That's why as an activator, I try very hard to tell everybody up front, spread your calls out. I will partially write down what I hear. I've been doing it a couple years, so I'm not too bad at it. And I'll go back. So when you give your call, give it one time, not 3, 4, 5 times. And I'll come back to you if I hear you. Okay? That's my blurb today. It's up to us as individuals to stay within our guidelines. And you're going to mess up. You're going to have a oops moment. Or you're going to pass gas in the wrong neighborhood and you stunk all over it, and you're going to have to get rid of those contacts. Don't say it won't happen to me. Okay? Don't say that, because that's just about the time it will. We, as ham operators, present a great opportunity for the public to watch us and watch what we do out here in Parks on the Air. We're all ambassadors. If you've listened to this video so far, I want to show you something real quick. This is just written down, okay? This is just written down so I could present this to you. I have a laminated one that goes with me. But I'm even going to cheat and make a smaller card stock that says, for generals only. Not what my class of license is. A little card stock that goes with me that says, this is the area I can work in. Now I got to get this to remember 3KC. How do I do that, folks? How can I ask you to look at it and mentally determine that I'm not going to force somebody out of their class of license in order to make a contact with me? Again, I'm not a general. I used to be a novice and skipped over the novice, from novice to over the tech rather, to get my general, then from general to advanced. Yeah, I'm proud of it, because back then we had to work CW, and that's why I missed the extra, because I didn't do the 20 words per minute. I did 15 words per minute, but I got the extra theory. But they won't grandfather us in. By the time they ever decide to do that, I'll be dead and gone, so it won't make a difference, will it? But I don't want to be responsible for pulling you, one of you on the other side of this, going to my class of license, and you're not paying attention. You see a spot, and you go, and you work, and all of a sudden you realize, oops, it's a two-way street. Enough of it's not complaining, please don't take it that way, it's educating. It's a subject nobody wants to talk about, especially when you've run the park and you've run 100 and some contacts and you ran out of band. Or you're questionable on that band. Worse yet, many people wanted you so bad, they're willing to gamble on their license. Not that we have anybody from FCC out there, but what if? And they went out of band to work you. Y'all have a blessed day. I hope that this is not too offensive. I hope that maybe just one person will take heed to what I said and will use it and not make a mistake and not let it become a mistake. May God bless you. Thank Him for the sunrise you got. November Charlie 4 X-Ray Lima. In my house we say Merry Christmas, so in case I don't produce another video, I will say Merry Christmas to you. 73s.